So I spoke about finding your God-given purpose and finding your abilities and talents, but I think that before we even get to that, before we even get to God, we have to be able to look at ourselves and accept that although we're flawed, we're perfect. And I don't mean that as in like, oh, hey, we can't use work, because obviously every single one of us, we have our sins and we have our shames, but God does not create imperfection. So before we can even truly find Christ, we have to be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, no, no, you're not fat. No, you're not too skinny. No, you're not dumb. God created you to be exactly who you are. I mean, myself, I grew up as, that skinny kid. I was called chicken legs, and I was made fun of for that. Not necessarily bullied, but, kids, calling kids names. And that was my thing. And then I finally got into high school, and I got tired of it. And I was like, no more of this. I was happy with myself when I was alone, but eventually you hear those comments enough that it was, no, I'm going to change this. So I went to whatever means necessary, and I began to, hit the gym, and I started doing things that I shouldn't have, and eventually I reached 200, 210, and even at that point, I still wasn't happy with myself. I still felt like that skinny kid that was being bullied. Not bullied, but, having these negative remarks made to. And it was like I kept wanting to get bigger and bigger and bigger until it reached the point of me just breaking down. And it's like, why am I doing this? I wasn't happy. I wasn't me. I wasn't who God intended me to be. Unfortunately, I didn't fully realize that at the time. And things happened, and I stopped hitting the gym, and I lost a bunch of weight, and then dropped down to where I was before, but I lost a lot of it. And then finally got married, and although I was going to church and I was reading the Bible, I wasn't truly there with God. Like, we didn't have a real bond and relationship. I accepted Him, but I didn't fully know His heart and His intention. And it wasn't until I finally accepted who I am that I was fully able to accept God as God, and God does not create imperfection. God made me with all my flaws to be exactly who He intended me to be. I am who He wants me to be, and that's okay. Like, I know we live in this era where you're going to turn on the TV, whether it be today or tomorrow, and you're going to see some commercial that tells you need to lose weight, you need to boost your intelligence, gain weight, whatever it may be. You're going to be told by the media that you're not good enough. And obviously, unfortunately, it works. But we have to find it within ourselves to accept that God made us to be exactly who we are. We aren't perfect, but we're perfect in His image. And you have to be able to reach that point of accepting yourself before you can even accept God. How can you look at God and say that He's God if you don't think that you're good enough? Then you're telling God that His creation wasn't worth being here, so what purpose is He? So accept yourself and find out who you are and your worth before you can actually find His heart and His intention and His love for you and for the world. He does not create things flawed. God is perfect, and God creates perfection. God bless. Love you all.